Then, sick of high credit card bills? Extra Cyber Guy shows you how to beat the system. Plus, they brought the Flintstones back and our favorite dinosaurs to life. But how'd they do that?
Mix Extra.
Tomorrow at 7.
Okay, folks, that's our show for the night. I do want to thank all my guests. Stay tuned for later, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to Later. Now, tonight is a really special night for us. We're introducing a new element to our show, and it's sort of like my baby. I call it Cynthia's three-way. It's not that kind of a three-way. It ain't that late. But the concept is basically about bringing two guests with similar or different backgrounds together, and we put them in a three-way conversation with yours truly. Now, we'll agree, we'll disagree, we'll agree to disagree, but mostly we'll share our opinions about a wide range of issues and subjects. I'll share much less than my guests will, actually. Tonight's show happens to feature two guests that focus on the world of television. Studies show that the average American watches over 25 hours of TV every week, which is good news for both of my guests tonight because both of them make their living from television, though in very different capacities. Howard Rosenberg is a very respected television critic for the Los Angeles Times, who's won numerous awards, including a Pulitzer Prize for distinguished criticism. Dick Wolf is the creator and producer of NBC's Emmy Award-winning series Law & Order, and just about everything else that works on television. Law & Order is also the longest-running drama on network television today. And me, well, I'm just trying to be me. Here's a scene from Law & Order.
Where did you go after you observed these two guys?
Back on patrol.
And what was your location at 10 after 11?
What's this got to do with the lineup?
Somebody saw Michael Tobin get out of an RMP up in Harlem just before he was killed.
Somebody who?
That's confidential.
We were in Charlie's sector all night. Look, why would we ride around with this kid?
Maybe you're using him as a CI.
Absolutely not.
Then you won't mind if we look at your memo books.
Don't you need to go through IAB?
IAB doesn't have jurisdiction. This is a murder investigation.
You got the two guys.
Whoever dropped Michael Tobin off wasn't looking out for his welfare.
Before we give up any paperwork, I think we need to get with our PBA rep.
Stay in touch.
Yes, please welcome Dick Wolf and Howard Rosenberg. Well, boy, talk about trying something new with you two. Oh, boy. You know what I'm going to let you do? I'd like to have you both describe what you think the other one does, why you think it's, whether or not you think it's significant, and why it works. We'll start with Dick.
Well, I think Howard writes television criticism weekly. How many times a week?
Three times a week.
For the LA Times. That places him in the pantheon of television critics as probably one of the 3 or 4 most important television critics in the United States. It also means that what he writes can have either a very beneficial or negative result if you're a producer in terms of introducing a new show. That, again, there are a handful of critics that people actually pay attention to. And so I said to Howard backstage, he is one of the only people that I read every time he's in print because, A, I like, when I am not the subject of the scrutiny, I like knowing what he feels about shows. And disturbingly enough, I agree with him most of the time. I think television criticism is overrated in some arenas, but in the major markets it is significant. New York, Los Angeles, Washington, and a handful of other critics who write independently do have a big effect on not only what people want to watch, but certainly how much money networks will spend promoting a new show. I think that that is one of the most significant barometers of their importance. And the fact that when a new show comes out, and if he likes it, lo and behold, he gets to see himself on television about 24 hours later with that quote pulled out. And, you know, Howard Rosenberg, LA Times, is a very, very big kudo.
Ah, Howard.
Forget about Dick. Let's talk some more about me. I like this. No, you know, as everyone knows, Dick is an enormously significant producer in television, and there have been lots of enormously significant producers and creators, but very few that have really produced the kind of work that he's produced. You know, L.A. Law and Order to me is almost like the Sistine Chapel of television. I just think it's one of the best series that's ever been on television, ever. And everything he does, even though I may not always like all of it, is always interesting, you know, and that sort of sets it apart from the rest of television. And when you are in the act of producing television for the masses, that's a great achievement. And I have to tell you something, you know, I really respect people who can create really top-notch television on a weekly basis, because it is so difficult to do. And so we, you know, really have to have our hats out to them. Checks in the mail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Checks in the mail.
Okay.
You know something, I think for those of us who do know your work, you are tough on television, which is probably a good thing. But what makes Law and Order such a great show? Because you love Law and Order.
Yes, but I didn't initially like Law and Order, just to show you how unscientific
You became a
this is.
fan over time.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of liked, but not terrifically so. And I started watching the reruns, and I got hooked right away. And
why?
Yeah,
Why'd
well,
you get hooked in reruns?
You know, it's
and
just
not
sort of
in-
amazing. For essentially a series that is plot-driven as opposed to character-driven, it creates very interesting characters among the regulars. You know, I think, for example, McCoy, the lead prosecutor, is a really interesting character, in that there's sort of this ambiguity about him, and even when he wins his cases, you're not sure whether he should have won, and he sort of cuts corners. Logan, one of the earlier characters, to me was one of the most interesting characters ever on television, because this was a real dark person, and you don't find that a lot in network television. And overall, the show has a wonderful moral ambiguity about her, moral complexity, which is also rare for television, because all of us are sort of complex individuals, and not the way that we're usually portrayed by television.
What's right and wrong, Dick, in your opinion, with television today?
Oh.
Since you do get Howard's
Wow.
thumbs up on at least
I'm glad
one
you're
thing.
getting these first.
What's right or wrong? I think that everybody spoke about the 50s as the golden age of television, and strangely enough, certainly for dramas, we are living in the golden age of television right now. That in the 50s, every season, if you look back at what was actually on, there were one, maybe two great dramas on at the same time, whether it was the original NYPD or Naked City or The Defenders, but there weren't the plethora of great shows that there are on at 10 o'clock every night of the week now, whether it's The Practice or NYPD Blue or The Sopranos or Law and Order or ER. There has never been a period in commercial television where there have been this many really, really good dramas on here.
Now let's, you mentioned The Practice, just in sort of fleshing out some of
Want
the...
me to give you the negative? Game shows.
Ga-
Another cyclical thing that has come back. And I have no objection to how to, you know, but
All right, let's
I
go
wanna be
for
a
it. How to be a
millionaire.
millionaire.
Yeah, but 5 times a week during sweeps, I think that's kind of over.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, you know, if people want to watch it, fine, and obviously lots of people do, but I
Why
watch
do people watch it, though?
I don't get it. I mean, you're asking the wrong person. I don't understand why people watch it. I can watch 10 minutes, and then I want to do something else very fast, you know. But obviously, I'm in a very small minority, you know.
Well, Dick mentioned The Practice, you know, and one of the things that I was thinking about was the fact that you aren't a huge fan of The Practice, but could you become a fan of The Practice in reruns, possibly, the way that you did with Law and Order?
I don't think so, because I've watched The Practice an awful lot, and there are specific reasons why I like it, but not enormously so, and I will distinguish it between that and, for example, Law and Order, in that The Practice for me always tidies up everything at the end, by the end of end of the hour, unlike Life, where, you know, nothing is tidied up before the final credits. And I love things where the loose ends are left loose.
Right.
And that's what I don't like about The Practice. Although generally I think it's a good show.
Although I did work in a law firm, and at the end of the day, we were supposed to have our desks cleaned off. So maybe that's the difference. We're going to take a break. We'll have a lot more with Dick and Howard right after this. Don't go away.
One more. Here you go. I wonder who it's from.
It's from you. How'd you do that, Mom?
The Braun Oral-B 3D, designed to pulsate deep between teeth. It pulsates to loosen plaque and oscillates to sweep it away. It cleans better than an ordinary toothbrush. The Braun Oral-B 3D. It pulsates deep to clean better.
Where does this school go? Or that firehouse? You tell me. Is it needed in your neighborhood? You say where it belongs by answering Census 2000. Your answers can help decide who gets what, like a job training center or a building for health care. You can answer Census 2000 and get what you need. Or you can leave it blank and get this. Nothing. Welcome the community census representative when they stop by.
We do so much to keep skin looking healthy. But when life cuts in, ow, there's a healthy skin secret that may surprise you. It's Neosporin, to help minimize the appearance of scars. Neosporin not only kills more strains of infectious bacteria, a clinical test shows that treating scrapes with Neosporin helps minimize the appearance of scars. Healthy looking skin is beautiful skin. Help keep it that way with Neosporin. Every cut, every time.
Welcome back to Later. We're talking about a lot of our favorite subject, the television industry, with LA Times critic Howard Rosenberg and Law & Order creator Dick Wolf. Okay, so at the break we're listening to the music from The Sopranos, and the two of you certainly perked up a little bit, and I think we're all in agreement that it's a phenomenon. Everyone loves the show. No one can believe that, you know, Big Pussy got killed and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, come on. Sure. Yeah.
Did you, was that an obvious?
Oh, of course. He had to go. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. No.
Why did he have to go?
Well, they were leading that way. Of course, they had to find him out. I mean, even though I sort of regret it because he's such a likable guy. He's, you know, a likable murderer.
Yeah. He's a likable murderer.
Yeah, so are they all. That's right. Yeah.
Well, you actually were saying something interesting about the fact that there's more violence on Falcone than there is in The Sopranos.
Yeah, people talk about the violence of The Sopranos, and it is a violent show, but Falcone is much more violent and gratuitously violent. I mean, that's the big difference, you know.
What is gratuitous violence?
Well, it's just arbitrary. It's like, you know, you have to have a car chase in the first 5 minutes to keep people's interest. I mean, the first hour of Falcone, I mean, you know, you just pile the bodies one on top of the other. Whereas The Sopranos doesn't operate that way. It has to be violent to be realistic, but I don't think it's gratuitously so at all.
Okay, so let's talk about the fact that The Sopranos is on cable versus network.
Yeah.
Could The Sopranos ever work on network?
Yeah, I think that The Sopranos would have worked, just there would have only been one word missing. Rhymes with luck.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they would have cleaned up the language a little bit and it could have
Not
worked?
only the word, but the act of seeing.
That's right.
Well,
Right.
rhymes with luck.
Probably with a gun at somebody's head, but there are very few moments in the show that I think the broadcast networks wouldn't have allowed now. That's not, you see, I think that's an easy out for a lot of people on network television. Well, they can say things. I don't think it's the language. I don't think it's the level of violence. I think the thing that makes the show a great show is the writing. And it's always the writing.
Is it all? What about the talent? How disposable is the talent?
Well, that's not disposable, but I think that you can, there are a lot of really great actors, if you give them great words to say, they'll be terrific. I mean, I don't think that there is a shortage of people that can play. You know, Law and Order has had over 7,000 speaking roles. Very few real turkeys have shown up on the show, but they've had really good words. And it's the writers that it would be wonderful to think that it was a cult of personality for, except for David Kelly, who does write all sorts of stuff, but for me or Stephen Bochco or any number of other people, that it's the writers. And it is, you know, to quote Bill Clinton,
But you know what's
it's the
interesting, talking about violence? Here your show, Law and Order, deals with violent themes all the time, but rarely do you actually see an act of violence.
Never. Almost, never. The cops have never fired their guns.
Why is it?
11 years.
You obviously made a conscious decision not to do that.
No, because it's the thing that is the essence of the show, and the perfect episode is still yet to be written, which is where all 6 regulars are on different sides of the same question and they're all right. I mean, that gets back to what you were discussing earlier, but Law and Order deals with the effects of violence, that it usually starts with a dead body. You don't have to see the body get killed to be intrigued by how they ended up dead. And the show is about really the effect that violence has on people's lives and why they resort to violent behavior in a lot of instances.
Can I give you my Stephen Hill impression?
Oh, absolutely.
Get out of here. Bring me a case we can win.
Now, here's another, do you know what Stephen Hill's his biggest role up until Law and Order was?
Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
First season, he was the Peter Graves character in Mission Impossible.
But he was a devout Jew, right?
That's right, exactly.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. It's interesting because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about Bill Cosby and his comedy that I listened to growing up. He never had to say a bad word to have you laughing hysterically.
And we've never had to say luck or any of that stuff, and it still sounds, I mean...
or anything that rhymes with luck.
Yeah, it is... That's the reality, is if you hang around cops, every other word is that. So, you know, you can't, no matter what you think is the reality of even The Sopranos, it doesn't approach real life.
Right.
It's an altered, or it's a trompe-l'oeil reality.
Well, we are going to take a break. We're having a fabulous 3-way, and we'll have a lot more right after this.
3 minutes from now, a heart attack victim will be rushed into this emergency room. Medication will be injected. IV fluids will be needed. The patient will be protected from infection. Breathing will be assisted. And one more life will be saved.
Mrs. Hanson? Yes. Hi, I'm Dr. Moore. Your husband's doing fine. Oh, I'm so glad.
Thanks to advanced medical techniques and a material we call plastic.
After 6 weeks, how does the Dr. Scholl's Dynastep Sport insert feel?
Before I tried the inserts, I had shin splint pain. Now I don't.
It's clinically proven among athletes to provide immediate relief from lower body pain.
When I played basketball, my lower back is much, much better.
Treat yourself right at DrScholls.com.
A child dreams, wishes, and might even imagine anyone can be best friends, like Copper and Todd in The Fox and the Hound. This month's feature of the Walt Disney Gold Classic Collection.
Copper, you're my very best friend.
Imagination for a lifetime.
Now through Saturday, it's Mattress Discounter's Easter Triple Bonus Sale. Featuring Sealy Posturepedic queen size sets from just $299. There's also closeout savings on top quality Comfort Source mattress sets. And the new and improved Sealy Correct comforts have arrived. Get a free bed frame or free delivery on all premium mattress sets. Plus there's no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest charges for 1 full year with approved credit.
Have a good night's sleep on us. Mattress Discounters.
Sub-Zero flavor inside, delicious cold minty shell outside. The gum that puts your breath on ice for a long time. Dentine Ice. Nothing's colder than ice.
On the next Access Hollywood, surviving an island of terror for $1 million.
There are rats virtually everywhere.
Plus, David Copperfield on his breakup with Claudia Schiffer. Next, Access Hollywood.
Tomorrow at 7:30.
We're back with television critic Howard Rosenberg of the LA Times and producer Dick Wolf, and I actually want both of you to program your perfect night of television. Dick, you can't choose any of your own shows, using what's already out there. But first, I'd love a brief comment on news and news coverage, and what is too far? Because we've all seen some pretty bizarre stuff.
I don't know. You want some examples? It's much more violent than The Sopranos.
Oh, sure. I mean, I can.
And the guy who blew his brains out.
Yeah,
on the freeway?
that's too far, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Is news coverage affected by ratings? So they almost have to go that far to get a better story?
Well,
to
they
get
never
great...
have to do anything. Of course, it's affected by ratings. There's nothing wrong. Ratings is a popularity contest. It's how you respond to the pressure of ratings. It's bad, and that's what's happened to news to a great degree.
Okay, Dick. Perfect night, perfect program. Let's not pretend that being a network head is easy. It's difficult, right? So you're you're the network head now.
Okay.
And you're gonna program your perfect night
current
of television.
shows?
Of current shows.
Current shows.
Oh, current.
Unless there's something out there that you really feel compelled to bring back from syndication.
Yeah, I'd bring back Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah. You had to ask him first. I gotta look at something else.
Yes. Okay. You both bring back Seinfeld.
Oh, sure.
Seinfeld. You know, I like Friends. I think it's a great show. Let's see. 9 o'clock, I'll give you the one news magazine I really like. I'd put on 60 Minutes. 2 comedies, 60 Minutes into Sopranos.
Beautiful. All right, beautiful.
Well, I was sort of going to make this a Sunday night, and I never miss 60 Minutes. I love 60 Minutes. I would, even though I get very mad at it, but 60 Minutes. I would go from there to the Home and Garden Network, which I've really grown to love. It's the only place where I found out how to wallpaper my books to match my wallpaper on the walls. I didn't know that was possible, okay?
60 Minutes to Home and Garden Network.
And at 9, I think I would probably go with Law and Order, which is, as I said, a wonderful show, and leading into The Sopranos. Be a great evening for me. And did I leave out the back-to-back Seinfeld reruns? Yeah.
Back-to-back, those would be your reruns.
8 o'clock, yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Sounds like a good night of television. Is there any area that the two of you have found that you, just in your working relationship, that you completely disagree on?
Yeah, the V-chip.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
that's
I'm
right.
violently opposed to it.
The V-chip, you should set it up, you should explain, though, for the audience.
Let's put it this way. If I was sitting here 10 years ago and told you that the government was going to put a chip inside your television set that could control what could come into your living room, you probably would have had me sent off to a Tascadero or something. And that's what it is. I mean, it's benign now, but a different administration comes in, the country gets more conservative again. That little chip inside your TV can be, certain things can be programmed out. Like, they don't want you to see something on the news, that could be blocked. And the technology, Howard, is there, inherent in what the chip can do. It's not programmed that way now, but
wait, you've changed your argument. That was not your argument. Originally, it was censorship, wasn't it?
Well, it is censorship.
But that is, I guess that is
censorship.
Yeah, well, to me, anything that gives parents more control over television, I'm all for. Not government censorship.
I think that, well, it's a question of whether it's parental control or something that, when I've had these discussions with people like John Markey, and I said that because it will be programmed for a rating system, and one man's meat is another man's poison, and what the tests are there, that what a mother may consider gratuitously violent, a father may consider in the same family a legitimate action scene. So as soon as you get into a rating system that says, and I said to him, well, you know, you'd program out Forrest Gump? He said, no, Forrest Gump is a great movie. I said, so you have no problem with somebody getting AIDS through unprotected sex, body parts being blown 20 feet in the air, and, you know, violent behavior.
But you're talking about the imperfection of the rating system, and I'll go along with you there. You know, not the V-chip. I agree that it's arbitrary.
You can't separate them.
Well, but I think
the rating system. It's whose rating system are we going to accept? We might be able to agree on absolutely uniform ratings, but in many instances they would probably be too liberal, and in others, for some people, too conservative. It's a subjective system. Anything that is subjective, I'd rather be in a position to decide what my children can watch than somebody in an unnamed office in Cleveland.
Do you have children?
Yes, I have grown children.
Okay, okay. Because I know as the mother of a 7-year-old, I do have more concern over being able to program things out.
I have a 7-year-old, and he automatically, but he's been raised with people in the television business.
Yeah, he sure has.
It comes up on the hour, and he says, can I watch this? No.
Well, to me, it's giving parents more information about what's on television, and I'm for that. So maybe we'll agree to disagree on that.
Ah, see, I promised you someone would agree to
This was a violent
disagree.
argument.
Yes, we
Not
delivered
like
on
The Sopranos, but-
We've delivered on one aspect of this three-way. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
I love to call my old teammates, and I can call them anytime I want, thanks to MCI Fastens every day. So, Bugs, how's the team?
Well, Michael, it's a rebuilding year.
With MCI Fastens every day, calls are only 5 cents a minute, every evening, and all weekend long. Hey, Bugs, any bright spots?
There is this Australian kid. Got moves just like you.
Stay in touch with old friends and new. Just call 1-800 every day to join.
How come Joe Namath was more popular than Johnny Unitas? Both were great quarterbacks. Both jerseys hang in the Hall of Fame. But then, only one quarterback was ever seen on the sidelines wearing a full-length mink coat. The all-new Mitsubishi Montero. Nicely equipped at $31,000. Toughness meets style.
1.5 million customers, over 12 million packages a day. And DeVry graduate Nancy Hoeing is doing her part. She's responsible for 400 people in 29 countries, in charge of international field service for United Parcel Service.
DeVry has helped me to achieve my goals. They taught me that the key to success is integrating technology and people.
Reach for the sky.
Call 1-800-DeVry-11 for a higher degree of success.
Welcome back. Well, how about a big thank you for Howard Rosenberg and Dick Wolf? All right. Okay, here we go. If you live in the LA area, you're no doubt familiar with Howard's work. Thanks to the internet, you can also check out his column online. One thing Howard Rosenberg probably doesn't like is shameless plugs, so here's my shameless plug for 2 terrific Dick Wolf shows right here on NBC. Law & Order airs every Wednesday night at 10 p.m., and Law & Order Special Victims Unit airs on Friday nights, also at 10 p.m. I'm Cynthia Garrett. I hope you enjoyed the three-way, and I'll catch you later.
NBA playoffs continue on NBC. Saturday at noon Eastern, Heat Pistons, then Spurs Suns and Jazz Sonics. Sunday, another triple header. Crucial game 3s this weekend.
Now I had time of my life.
At 10 on HBO.
First, we showed you hookers at the point. Then we brought you pimps up, hoes down. Now we're gonna show you the street from the view of the tricks who love their treats.
When you go get a hoe, anything goes.
Hookers and Johns, Trick or Treat, an America Undercover exclusive. Premieres Saturday night at 11 on HBO.
Hollis, I appreciate you making the time.
This is for
HBO.
This is a network?
Well, HBO, it's a premium cable channel.
How many subscribers do they really have?
I don't know, but believe me, what they do on HBO is generally thought of as, being superior to the run-of-the-mill network stuff.
Just so.
It's not TV. It's HBO.
Arliss, he's at it again. An all-new season, coming in June.
You should do a show on HBO.
It's a thought.
I could probably make a few phone calls.
It's not TV. It's HBO.